Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to another video tutorial. This time around I'm going to show you how you can create a farm that will help you farm wither skeletons in a way that you can actually harvest their skulls. So as you can see, you can very much see the way it looks on the surface, and if we look at the collection chests, we can see that I've collected one skull over here, another one over here, 5 over here, and another one over here. And this has been running for about 10 minutes or so. And just to let you know right off the bat that this is in no way modifying the way wither skulls are dropped. And if you're familiar with the way they work, they're actually quite a rare drop. So don't expect to get a ton of them instantly, but it's completely automated and you can completely forget about it. So let me actually turn it off. You guys can see that it's working. Let me actually turn it off. You can explain what's going on. And also turn actually the difficulty to peaceful. Okay, so you guys have seen it running. They're basically the skeleton spawn, killed, they drop their loot is being collected, and you can have it all. As you can see, it also generates experience, which is not half bad. I'm on right now level 971, so it doesn't seem like much, but wither skeleton experience isn't half bad actually. So you might even harvest that if that's your thing. Alright, so this trap mainly utilizes Thumbcraft 3. However, to get the actual wither skeletons in that area, I'm using the Soul Shards mod, which helps me quite a lot actually. Let me briefly go over both of them, what they do, how it works, and then we can show you how to build it. So the way it works, right here I have a monster cage, something introduced by the Soul Shard mod, created like this. It's a very simple mechanic, and the way it works, you create soul shards. There is a very specific way to create soul shards. You cook a diamond in something called a soul forge using corrupted essence, and those soul shards can collect the enemy souls when you kill them. So if you hold that item in your inventory while killing anything, or more specifically a wither skeleton, it will collect the soul. Of course, you're also going to need a very specific sword, which is the Vile Sword. It's not a must, but it's very recommended because you can enchant the Vile Sword with a Soul Steal enchant, which makes you steal even more souls. So I have that right here. I'm using a tier 5 shard, which is equivalent to getting 1024 kills. So keep that in mind. It's not such an easy thing to make, even though as you can see the end result can be very convenient. Getting there isn't as easy. And also that makes it react to redstone. I can turn it on and off. Right now I'm also in peaceful, so the monsters spawn and immediately despawn, but it reacts to redstone, so I can turn it on and off. They spawn on this, as you can see, this area which has hollow holes, which they can drop to, and this is where the Thumbcraft begins, the Thumbcraft part begins. Right here I have that one height layer, which has all those different golems. So let me actually show up that layer. Let me break that area, and also take note that this segment, this area here is a 9 by 9. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I was having 16 holes because it fits exactly perfectly, but you can modify it to work to your convenience in any way you shape or form that you like. So as you can see, I have a lot of those golems here. More specifically, I have exactly 16 golems here. 16 of those iron golems. Now, iron golems are something introduced by the Thumbcraft 3 mod, which, if you're not familiar, has a very extensive research tree. You actually have to research things before you can make them. And again, the iron golem is a very lower tier golem. It is actually even lower than that. It's actually at the bottom of the tree. So again, if you're worried about balance, saying this is too overpowered, they're actually taking quite a while to get there. But also two more things, one is a must and one isn't. The Golem Visor is a must, and the Golem Visor is a research you need to actually randomly find. It's something that you can't actually control. And also the Golem Dart Launcher, that's optional, but it helps quite a lot. And I actually won't cover on how you can get either of those, because I think that's part of the fun. You can look it up if you really want to, but you need the Iron Golem, the Golem Visor, and optionally the Golem Dart, and as well, you're also going to need some wooden golems. Alright, so the way it works, I was placing 16 of those golems, one for exactly each empty hole. I applied both a Golem Visor and a Dart Launcher to each one of them. The Golem Visor makes them, any kill that they make operate as if the player has killed that specific monster. And that's very important for the Wither Skeletons, because if the Wither Skeletons don't die by a player kill, for example, falling down, taking passive damage from suffocation, or any kind of those things, they will, as far as my tests have shown, they will never drop a skeleton skull. They will never drop their Wither Skull, which you're looking for usually. So applying the Golem Visor to each one of those golems make their kills act as if it was a player kill. So this is why they also drop experience, and you might take advantage of that as well. And the Dart Launcher make the golems, instead of attacking with melee, they will simply shoot arrows at their target, and that actually will be proven very helpful. And once I build this trap once again, I'm gonna actually show you why. And at the 4 sides, right at the center, I'm having a chest, and simply I'm using perceptive golems, perceptive wooden golems. Wooden golems will simply collect loot to nearby chests they're assigned to. Using the perceptive ones simply makes them look further. So instead of being, I think, like 8 blocks radius, it changes to like 16 or so. So it's simply they can all of them basically can cover the entire area, but when there are 4 of them, you're sure they cover everything. And one more thing, if anything drops on the actual upper layer of those of the monster killing area, so like say things like that, you can actually see that the golem can still pick it up. They're not limited to only the bottom layer. That's not a problem. Alright, so let's build it. Okay, so I'm gonna build it on the ground. Just find a suitable place. You're gonna need some building material. I like using cobblestone and also glass, so things can be seen from the outside. First, you need to build an 11 by 11 area, or actually you can use the ground as the area, but you're gonna need that 11 by 11 size at least, and that's if you're using the Soul Shards mod. If you're gonna try and funnel the Wither Skeletons manually, you could probably go for a smaller area, but it's something that's gonna require testing. So going for an 11 by 11 and quickly complete the entire layer. Okay, so once the first layer is complete, I like using glass in the second layer so I can see what's going on the inside. If anything goes wrong or if anything goes too good, I like to see what's going on the inside. And then build basically the third layer, which is basically this will be the floor on which the skeleton spawn on. And once the border is complete, build some sort of a checkerboard area. Now this will be the wall. So what I'd like to do in the size of a 9 by 9 area, I like to keep the edges with blocks and then going from outside in, so looking something like this. So this layer has a block, and then start having that checkerboard look area. So keep one hollow block in every 3 by 3, have the center being a hollow block. And the entire idea here, because Wither Skeletons are 3 blocks high, the fact that their legs touch the ground make the golems be able to attack them, but not be attacked back, not attack back. And this is the entire principle here, because otherwise the skeletons will eventually kill those golems, because if you use that Soul Shard mod, they spawn relatively fast, and the golems will not have enough time to regenerate and they will simply die. Okay, so before completing this area, let's first set up the chests. For the purpose of the example, I'm only going to build 1 chest, so let's just extend this slightly, place the chest, and place the golem, apply him to the chest from the inside, and seal it up, so it cannot go out by accident. And then simply build up. I like to build it since they're 3 blocks high. I like going for like the walls being about 3 to 4 blocks high. Build it as much as you like, what you see fit. Okay, so once this is complete, let's start placing down the golems. I'm using normal iron golems. Now, if you're advanced enough, you can actually use different types of golems, such as fast golems, smart golems, perceptive golems, and strong golems. Usually, if not the default one, I would go for strong ones, because they simply deal more damage, but for the sake of the example, it's unnecessary. I'm simply going to go for the normal golems. So I'm going to place 1 in each hole. And to begin with, I'm not going to apply them the arrow upgrade, only the visor upgrade. So you can actually see that the skeletons are dropping things, but I'm not going to apply the arrow upgrade, and you'll soon understand why it's a little bit more than optional. Even though it is indeed optional, essentially if you're going to go for efficiency, you're going to use it, because otherwise it's kind of wasted. Okay, so to finish it up, just go to the center. I like leaving 3 spaces of air in between the ground and the trap itself. So place down your cage, and if you're doing this in survival, I highly suggest applying a redstone signal before placing the tier 5 shard, because they will simply start spawning and they will kill you. Or not kill you, but hurt you pretty bad. So I'm using the Wither Skeleton Soul Shard tier 5. Of course, take those blocks away, apply it, and turn off the redstone signal and let the magic happen. Of course, I forgot to turn it on back to normal. And you'll see why you're gonna really need the arrow launcher. Now, so far it seems to be fine, but eventually, if you wait long enough, it may get to the point where the golem continuously try and hurt a specific skeleton, but because they cannot actually reach it because of their pathfinding, they can't actually find a way to do it. They'll simply get stuck, and efficiency will go down. Now, obviously, you can see right now that it is not quite that bad. It's still quite fine, but now you can see that it significantly slows down. For example, that one isn't being hurt. That one also isn't being hurt. There you go. If I stand close by and they try to get to me and they get near the wall, also they don't get hurt. And you see that it's not as efficient. But if I turn it off and make all the skeleton go away and apply the accessory arrow launcher to every golem, now you will see that they're far more efficient. Every attack will do slightly less damage, but at no single second, one of them will stand idle looking for a target that it simply cannot reach. They will always be able to reach something. So it should look a little bit better. Now, something to keep in mind is that you're also going to get a lot of stone sword, coal, and bones. Bones and coal may be nice, but stone swords with half durabilities are sometimes a little bit redundant, so you're probably going to find a way to get rid of it. Alright, so that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video tutorial. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.